Hi friends, you know we're getting a new map in Apex Legends Season 15 called Broken Moon, but do you know the lore behind the new map and the planet it's on? Let me take you back to a time of prosperity on Boreas, a planet in the Outlands, known for its robust textile industry, which leads to a ubiquity of moths throughout the planet's culture. The culture of moths also ties in with a well-known folk tale, a prophecy, or even a superstition some might say, the moth and the flame. Essentially, it's a very sad and tragic curse/love story, which ultimately ends in the prophecy of a child bringing about the planet's destruction. Boreas also has a fashionable underground arena fight scene from which Seer's career stems from. In 2708, a meteor struck Boreas' moon Cleo, shaving off a significant portion of said moon's landmass and causing the moon to start deteriorating. This also happened to be the day Seer was born, with glowing eyes unlike anything you've ever seen. Those eyes, however, made Seer become a victim of people's beliefs in the aforementioned prophecy of the moth and the flame. You see, people thought Seer's eyes meant he was that very curse of the moth that brought about the destruction of the moon. The rapidly deteriorating condition of Boreas' moon, Cleo, also started to cause many disasters on Boreas itself, including regular meteor showers on the surface and atmosphere, disturbances in the planet's tides, rising temperatures at the poles and equator, and rapidly spreading food shortages and destruction. And reports have stated if nothing is done, Boreas will be unlivable in 50 to 70 years. With all of this going on, Boreas wasn't really in the limelight though, at least not until Seer joined the Apex games. In fact, before that, a lot of people didn't even know Boreas existed, Octane being one, or they just didn't really talk about Boreas, such as Loba. Anyway, with the moon's condition, lots of groups started forming to try and raise awareness and support for the moon. One said group was Tressa Smith and her group of friends. Unfortunately, her friend Margot was a little extreme and one day took it a little bit too far when her and Tessa went to blow up a Hammond operations site because Margot believed Hammond was extracting resources from the moon rather than trying to help it. That situation did go a little bit wrong though when Tressa didn't realise Margot was actually planning on blowing up the building. After a bit of a disagreement, the explosion went off and Tressa didn't know if Margot survived. Later on, Tressa would go to join the Cleo Recovery Council to help terraform Cleo, bringing about the creation of Broken Moon. Broken Moon is a terraforming project commissioned by the Cleo Recovery Council as a result of the catastrophic meteor impact back in 2708. With the help of the Boreas Science Division, they were able to make the moon become a habitable environment by 2715. The moon was also a natural source for terrafluid, something they would use to build structures on the moon. Of course, Catalyst would later go on to master the use of this material. The workers on the moon saw this reformation and terraforming of the moon Cleo kind of as a colony of hope as they worked to save it. But the people back on Boreas soon lost interest given all of their struggles, and this led to a lack of funding for the project to save Cleo. Seer, through his time in the Apex games, was starting to get criticised for not doing enough to help his home planet of Boreas and its people. After an interview with a reporter, it gave Seer some time to think about how could he help the people of Boreas, and that gave him the idea to bring the Apex games to Boreas, and thus he went to Eduardo Silva, leader of the Syndicate. To further fund colonization on the moon Cleo, the government agreed to enter into a contract with the Syndicate to bring the Apex games to the moon, with Seer becoming the face of this. Unfortunately, as the game took over Broken Moon, the original workers that were there had their jobs terminated, so Tressa Smith, aka Catalyst, decided to join the Apex games so she could use the prize money to support those that were displaced by the Apex games arriving on Boreas, as well as her friends and other people struggling. It also means she has a bone to pick with Seer, who has become the face of the Apex games on Boreas. And while her and Seer are both trying to save the planet, the moon and their people, at the moment they've just got different methods of doing it. And that is the lore behind the new map Broken Moon and the planet Boreas in Apex Legends. I hope this was interesting for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got loads more season 15 videos and lore coming your way. For now though, thank you for watching and I'll catch you later.